Hey guys, welcome back. I found some great V3 footage of myself doing some bouldering from right when I was first cracking into the V3 difficulty grade. This is from about 9 months ago, so I have definitely learned a little bit, lost some strength, grew some strength back, and developed a lot as a climber since then. So I thought it would be fun to bring you guys along to look back and critique myself a little bit. As you can see, I'm just now getting into the heel hook range, which is what happens right around V3, where you start looking for those heel hooks and using your feet in different ways. And coordinating dead points, reaching up, getting my momentum right, and going for those big long reaches was right at the beginning of my difficulty level here. Also, you can see, it looks like my toe precision and footwork wasn't quite as nice. Probably slamming my feet around a little bit more than I should be. This is a fun one to look at from a body tension standpoint. I'm barely hanging on with my arms. I'm doing a good job keeping my arms pretty straight and yanking myself up this, but I could certainly do a lot to help myself with my footwork, body tension, avoiding cutting loose like that. Just lacking the general core strength and ability to keep my feet on overhangs like this. Switching from a roof to a vertical wall is always tough. You can also tell how exhausted I am by that sloppy foot slapping up there, right there. But I made it. Ascend is ascend. This next one was a fun one I struggled with for a while because it's all about hip position. This volume up in the middle, they put some handholds out there and it lets your hips fall way off the wall. And then you have to figure out how to suck them right back in again, which is fun. It was kind of a combination of advancing your feet. And then I ended up looking for a heel hook that I think saved my day. I remember that big boomerang that I went for felt like a trap. I feel like V3s is when they start putting holds on the wall that aren't necessarily for everybody. You can see on this one, I got my hips to where I needed to, but this finishing hold is just enough. And I wasn't dragging this back foot enough to prevent me from that barn door. Here, we skipped ahead from the beginning. I go for this big high heel hook. It's a little bit outside of my mobility range, but it lets me put my hips in the right place to get my right foot where it needs to be. And that way I can use that toe pressure against the wall, flag out, not barn door off everything. Here's a fun one we're going to look at from a couple different angles. I fail on this first one. I get it right the second time. But I'm going to show it a third time where I come back another day and actually climb it strong. My weakness here is, once again, I'm not keeping my hips into the wall. Maybe it's a muscular thing, maybe it's a technique thing, but my hips being way off the wall is keeping me from keeping my feet and not letting me advance up this properly without having to just lug myself up entirely with my hands. Footwork is not looking good. This is a bad foot right there. I'm just not setting myself up for success, forcing my feet up the wall. Right around V3, which is where I'm at here, I'm getting better with my flags and learning how to leave my feet places to give myself better hip position. On this one, I'm definitely muscling myself up a bit. I'm going to get up there, but I'm using way more upper body strength than technique and kind of swinging around like a monkey making it happen. Not bad. Oh, yep. There we go. That's a good foot. Almost barn doored off. I probably could have switched those hands and done that a little bit different. Not sure exactly what would have been better. But this one is fun. You get to see the pitch of the climb a little bit. It's the same climb, and I came back another day and really got this one pretty clean. I had practiced it a few times. You can see that I'm climbing stronger. Ooh, shifted those hips in right there. That was real nice. That's what I was missing on the previous time. As my hips are coming in, it lets me keep the body tension. You can see some of that swivel back and forth, helping myself out a little bit. I'm looking for toes and heels there, as you can see. And this one was just stronger and cleaner, less swinging around up there. Ooh-wee, this climb is one that'll be burned in my memory for a while. This wall at Summit is one they call Big Tex, for a reason. It's big, and we're in Texas. This one really struggled with me just because of this finishing move. Within a single session, I was able to get almost all the way up there. They called greens V2, but this one was certainly difficult. I tried a handful of different things trying to make this work. I just couldn't stick that last hold. One of the big lessons for this climb is slow and steady, keeping my hips into the wall, not letting myself swing around. And on that attempt, you can tell I missed my hand being in just the right spot. You really gotta hit it just above the screw, maybe to the left of the screw on that hold. And for a long time, I was reaching too wide out to the right. That's one of the fun things about a project, is you really have to get in there and figure out the micro beta. Dial it in, try a couple things. On this one, I'm frogging out to the side. I figured being directly underneath it might help me instead of launching up from the angle. But this last attempt is the one that I get it on. Once again, the answer was the hips. That little toe hook at the beginning was very important. I use a heel hook here to keep my hips into the wall so that my body weight isn't slanging around when I go for this final maneuver. Nice! God, I remember how good that felt. Probably spent 3 weeks working on that one. This one is all about keeping your hips into the wall, just like so many of these. Staying nice and flat, not letting yourself drag all the way off. Think Spiderman. Also, you gotta be stronger to make these moves happen. Slower and steadier, nice good clean hand contact. You see right here, my hips are off the wall, I'm toast. But on this one, I put myself in that same position, realized that was the wrong move, climbed back down, found a way to keep my hips closer into the wall to get all the way up to the top. I left this one in there entirely because I got nowhere on it. My buddy Brian was able to send it, so I know it was doable for someone in my skill range. He was a little better than me at the time, but it's just really funny seeing me not be able to make any progress at all on this. I wanted to call this one a hip problem again, but after further review, it's really footwork. I'm using the balls of my feet instead of my toes, and that's not letting me use my feet the way that I want to, so my feet keep slipping, and it's making me put way too much emphasis on my hands here. Keeping the weight on your toes is really helpful because it lets you be able to maneuver your hips. You can pivot your toes on a single hold without having to pick up. And it's just interesting to see how 1 inch can make a huge difference on footwork. This is a fun Balancy project. There's a couple different ways to go about this as I figured out, but mobility in the hips is incredibly important. I came a long way since then. I think I would be able to put my foot up there a little better now. I remember that was the hardest part, how to get my left foot to that left hand right there. Then you have to trust putting your foot backwards, which is interesting. It's hard to kind of have that plan, and at V3 you can't just skip around and jump up there. You really have to plan your beta, and if I didn't know that that back foot was there, I'd have been in trouble. This is another mobility one. You got to bring that foot up to your hand, but once you get there, it's smooth sailing. Getting down was tricky. So we've been doing mostly V3s, which are the reds at Summit. This is a blue, which they call V4. This one was fun. You can tell I'm barely making it up there. Fake it till you make it, you know. My hips, I was way out of reach, out of position. I'm cutting loose. I'm just yanking myself up there. And this dude kind of jams me up, sadly, but it is what it is. Cool thing is I didn't give up, and I made it up to the top, sloppy footwork and all. I love cruxes like this one. It forces you to rock your hips. You climb up and to the right, and then you all of a sudden have to throw your hips all the way to the left to take advantage of these side pulls moving through. So this is a fun one. I'm getting right here. Here's where the hip change has to happen. You just got to rip that wall apart, sit, twist. Oh man, that was one that was a lot of hard work. I just got done climbing one at Oso that was similar to that. It was a lot of fun. Oh, I guess I didn't send it. Also, if you want to get stronger, I really, really recommend doing some sort of working out after you climb. Whether or not it's just pull-ups or some leg workouts. I've been hitting the gym and actually doing weights at Oso, working on those pushes, working on those pulls, and trying to finish out the rest of my body after I wear out my forearms. That's how the real strength comes on. Thank you guys for watching. I have a bunch more videos I've been taking since I've been climbing at Oso since they opened in May, so look for some more videos there. If you haven't already, give me a subscribe, maybe even a like. I have a bunch of other videos about all kinds of nerdy things I like to get into, climbing, running, Marc Rebier, whatever you're into, that's what I do. So check out the other videos and you can learn more about me and maybe drop me a line. Put in anything in the comments you'd like to see me talk about or maybe do a video on. I'm open. I really appreciate y'all sticking around to the end of my little episode here. Full views really help out my channel, so thanks for making it what it is, and I'll talk to you soon.